What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sports Grind Season 4, Episode 16. My name's Tyler Wargo.
And I'm Mickey Perella.
And today, we have so much to talk about, like always. We haven't been in the studio in quite a long time, so coming back to the studio, we have so much to talk about. NHL playoffs, NBA from last night and Wednesday, and we have MLB. Mets falling backwards right now, Suns getting eliminated to the Nuggets, and of course the Celtics keeping it very close in their series with the 76ers, and of course the Knicks keeping it close with the Heat. So much to talk about, so many opinions that I want to get out and that you want to get out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. NHL from yesterday and Wednesday. Toronto Maple Leafs own the Panthers 2-1. Series 3-1 the series is currently 3-1 in Florida. Florida's taking it. Golden Knights took the L facing the Oilers 4-1 in Edmonton. The series is tied 2-2. Hurricanes won 3-2 against the Devils. And now the Hurricanes did advance to the conference finals now. They took the series 4-1, and that was crazy considering that how close the Devils have been and how good they were this season. That was a shocking series that we saw from the Devils. I mean, we could have saw more from them, but of course the Hurricanes having the best record in the playoffs right now and being the only team to have the record that they have, I'm not surprised that they pulled out a win that they did. Man, the game was Brent Burns. He had 6 shot on goals with 1 goal. Brent Burns, this guy is the guy to look at for the Canes going forward, and it's going to be very interesting to see who they're going to face going forward. Now, let's look at it. Whoever wins this Panthers Maple Leafs series will have to face the Canes, and honestly, it doesn't matter who's going to be in this. Panthers, let's say they advance. Let's say Maple Leafs, they come back in this series and advance. I don't think both of these teams are going to have what it takes to beat the Canes to advance to the Stanley Cup. I think the Canes are going to go straight into the Stanley Cup. No stress. Bastian and Brack had a combined 8 shot on goals for the Devils, but they could not get at 1 goal at all. They all struggle with their shots, but I just feel like they're struggling offensively. They had it in them defensively, but offensively it really hurt them going forward. I mean, the Devils had a close series with the Rangers, and considering they couldn't take that into Carolina in their series, I just feel like the Canes, it was no doubt that they were going to win. Now, how many games could the Devils have won? Well, I definitely think they could have won at least 2 games, not just 1. I think they could have won at home. I mean, losing almost all of your games in New Jersey when you got Devil fans that are eager to see them advance and beat the Canes. I mean, Carolina's a tough team. I mean, they have a lot of key players on their team, a really good goalie. I just feel like they could have at least won maybe a game or 2 more, but the Canes, this series was scary to watch, especially in the semi-conference final. Thoughts on the Hurricanes going forward? Like I said, I feel like they're definitely going to go into the Stanley Cup now. I don't think it's going to be hard for them to beat the Panthers or the Maple Leafs. Another thing that I want to touch on, and this has nothing really to do with the Hurricanes, but about the Bruins. They lost to the Panthers in a very tight series. That was very shocking, considering the Bruins had the best record in the league before heading into the playoffs. Losing like that is very upsetting, especially for a lot of Boston fans, but Bruins have next year. But like I said, Bruins choke every year in the playoffs. They have the best record in the league. They're the best team in the league, and they just lose in the playoffs, and that's just upsetting to see. I think if the Bruins beat the Panthers, it would have been a great series to see them play the Canes, but it's upsetting that the Bruins lost. Stars took the W facing the Kraken 2-5 in Dallas. The series is currently 3-2. Dallas is winning this series so far. Key players to watch for the Kraken: Adam Larson, Jordan Eberle, and Jared McCann. Jared McCann had 2 goals last night in the game for Dallas. Dallas has always been good. They've been good the past couple of years. This season, they're showing up. As for the Kraken, we kind of thought this is the underdog team. The Kraken are underdog. They're underrated. They're new to the league. They've only been in the league for a couple of years now. Really, only like 3 seasons, I think. And I feel like the Kraken, this is the best season that they've been playing hockey. And I feel like going forward, they still have a chance to even the series up and possibly move forward past the Dallas Stars. But the Dallas Stars still have a good chance. As for the Stars, it's Roope Hintz, Joe Pavelski. Pavelski's good. He didn't really do much last night's game, but he is a good star player to watch. And Wyatt Johnston. Wyatt Johnston, been on the Kraken ever since they developed into a new team and new organization. He's a loyal guy to the team. Definitely keep an eye out for these 3 guys on the Stars. Third period cost of the Kraken. Yes, we saw 2 goals from the Kraken in the first period. We saw 1 goal in the second period. But as for the third period, we saw 3 goals be given up to the Stars. So that was not good to see. I think the third period definitely costed the Kraken in that game. Thoughts on the series going forward? I think they're going to even the series up. I think Seattle's going to take this win. They're going to even up the series 3-3. But I just don't think the Kraken are going to have what it takes when they go back to Dallas to play the Stars. So with that being said, I just think the Kraken, yes, they're going to keep this series close, but I don't think they're going to win it. So now we're going to talk about MLB. MLB's been very interesting. It's like NFL, like and NBA, like so many teams that you would expect to do good are not doing good. Like the Mets had a great season last year, and now they're falling back by 2 games, and they have more losses than wins, and it's just kind of weird all around. I mean, the Pirates, they're in first place. We never thought that Pittsburgh would be in first place. So let's talk about it. Taking over to Cincinnati, we have the Mets losing to the Reds 5-0. Man of the game with Jake Fraley. What a good rookie that Cincinnati has right here on their team. 1 RBI, 2 hits, and 1 run. As for the Mets, they are now 1-4 the last 5 games. This is not good. I mean, yes, it's injuries, but it's also players not showing up. Now, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, the Mets have definitely struggled recently. 1-4 in the last 5 games. 12 losses out of their last 15 games. They've really been on the decline. Now, how can the Mets bounce back this season? A couple reasons they can, and a couple reasons how they can. The first thing is they got to get their starting pitchers back. Justin Verlander just came back. Max Scherzer needs to pitch and stay on the field. There's been a lot of talk with him after the sticky stuff incident. He's been hurt. He's been dealing with injuries. He's got to get back on the field and he's got to produce. Kodai Senga's got to be better. They got to get Jose Quintana back. Then they have to have their young guys step up. I mean, Tyler McGill and David Peterson have not pitched well, and it's really costing them games. And their pitchers aren't going deep into games. It's having effect on the bullpen. It's having effect on the hitters because they're under more pressure. Honestly, the Mets need to have good starting pitching performances, and it starts with Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander.
David Peterson is not a starter.
No, he's not.
He's not a starter. He's a good relief pitcher. Put him in for like an inning or 2, but he is not good. He can't close games. He can't start games. He's that mid-relief type guy. And seeing relief pitchers start the games, I mean, that's a bad sign for any baseball team that you see.
Yeah.
So the Mets, yet like I said, they're 18-20. Reds are 16-21. The Reds are just as bad as the Mets, but I mean, that was just very shocking. Now, how can the Mets bounce back this season? I mean, it's still possible. It's only mid-May. We can still see a lot from them. What do you think?
Yeah, they can. They just have to get their pitchers healthy. Simple as that.
So pitching. So hitting, too. I mean, you got Lindor out here. You got to see more from Lindor. I mean, these guys aren't showing up.
Lindor, got to see more from Marte, got to see more from Canna. They need more offense, but that's not the problem. The problem is that they're not pitching deep into enough games, and then you can always supply hitters. But the starting pitchers, they're valuable, and they got to stay on the field.
The only guy doing something for the Mets is Pete Alonso.
And Brandon Nimmo. He's also been great.
So Twins defeated the Padres 5-3. Twins are doing really well right now. I think they're first in the NL Central, so keep an eye out for the Minnesota Twins. Rays took down the Yanks 8-2 in the Bronx. The key players for the Rays is Randy Arozarena, like, of course. This guy goes crazy, and he did well in the WBC. He's now doing well now, so.
Yeah, he's a postseason hero. He's one of the most underrated players in the league because he performs in the big moments.
Yep, exactly. And he's used to that, too. He's used to that. He could play anywhere. I mean, playing in the Bronx with those loud Yankee fans, he could play amazing. Josh Lau and Wander Franco, again, amazing, too. Josh Lau, he is also really good. Great infielder, too. It's not just the hitting. He's just a great infielder all around. As for the Yankees, Anthony Volpe, he just hit his first grand slam a couple days ago, and that is great to see. It's kind of crazy cool because, like, he barely played in AAA. Like, he got moved up right from AA to the major leagues, and that is so super to have, especially for a guy who is loyal to the fan base and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Volpe, the New Jersey kid, has really stepped up so far, even though he hasn't had a lot of experience playing high-level baseball like AAA and AA. He's only had limited experience, and now he's in the majors. It's going to be a little bit of more of an adjustment for him to really, really take off. Is
he the next Derek Jeter?
Is he the next Derek Jeter?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no, because no one really can be Derek Jeter. I mean, if we're being honest, that's such a high expectation to put on a guy. So I'm just going to say no.
Well, nobody can be Derek Jeter, but I think his play style and just how he performs and his loyalty to the fans is going to top Derek Jeter.
Yeah, definitely Jeter.
This is definitely a rookie Hall of Famer right here that we're going to be seeing. Aaron Judge, of course, and Anthony Rizzo. Aaron Judge didn't really do a lot in yesterday's game, but he's certainly a guy to look at. As for the Rays side, the pitching last night, Drew Rasmussen, he is great on the field. I mean, seven strikeouts, not allowing any walks and allowing only 2 hits against the Yankees and their hitters at home in the Bronx.
Yeah, Drew Rasmussen has been absolutely perfection when he's on the field. But unfortunately, he just got hurt today. He just got an elbow injury. We don't know how long he's out for. Even though he had a great start, he got hurt. So, good well wishes to Rasmussen.
Yeah, he's still good. I mean, one of the Rays always have good pitching, even if it's like backup relief pitchers or backup starters. They're still good with that. So
yeah, that's their bread and butter. Find any random pitcher, throw him in there, and make him perform.
I agree. So the Yankees are 5th in the AL East. Did you expect that?
No, I did not expect that. Honestly, Boston's been so much better than I thought they were going to be. I thought Boston would stink this year, but no, they're actually performing really well, to my surprise. The Blue Jays have performed well, as I thought. The Orioles are starting to take over, which I kind of saw coming. The Rays being, like, so much better than everyone, I didn't see coming, but I knew that they'd be good because of the Rays. So I think the Yankees just have more competition, and the Yankees roster is not really well constructed at all. They've had a ton of injuries. I mean, Rodon hasn't pitched this year. Montas hasn't pitched this year. Severino's been out. Nestor Cortez has been in and out. I mean, they have no starting pitchers right now. And then they've also gotten bad production out of guys that they needed to count on, like Aaron Hicks and Josh Donaldson have not performed up to the levels as guys like Volpe or Aaron Judge. So they got to start hitting or they're going to get cut.
I just feel like it's all overrated too. Like it's like you hear so much about the Yankees, but like I mean, I just feel like they get overlooked at, a lot, And yeah, the Rays, of course, they're first in the AL East. They're just consistent with it, whether it's defense, offense, in the field, or hitting and pitching. They're consistent with everything. They might not be top tier in terms of like who their players are, but at least they could be well-rounded with everything. They're 30-9, by the way, in their record. So the Giants ruined the D-backs at Chase Field 6-2, and now we're going to take over the NBA playoffs. Now this is very interesting. So much is happening with your Knicks, with my Celtics. So we're going to start off at Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks dominated the Heat, 112-103. The series is 3-2. Miami leads. Now, man of the game is Jalen Brunson, 38 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds. Now, as a Knicks fan, I know you can't relate to a lot of Heat fans, but what's your thoughts on Jimmy Butler?
Not surprising. He's performing as well as I thought he would. It's Jimmy Butler.
I just feel like him and Bam Adebayo are on a tear right now. Jimmy Butler is like, he could dunk, he's fast, he's good in the paint, he's good all around. I mean, he's a scary guy. And when they take it to Miami, I just feel like that's where you're going to lose the series. Sorry to say. We might.
It's it's 3-2. Miami has the advantage, but you know what? They've gotten good production out of R.J. Barrett for the Knicks. They've gotten good production out of Jalen Brunson. They had good bench production. They can definitely win.
You ready to hear this?
What?
R.J. Barrett, Jalen Brunson. Take those two guys, that makes up Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Jimmy Butler is insane right now. I mean, I'm not even a Heat fan, but I just feel like the Heat have more playoff experiences than the Knicks. I definitely think this is the best Knicks run that they've ever had in a couple years. But that brings up to my last question. As a Knicks fan, do you think they can win next game?
Yes.
Okay. In Miami?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think they're going to win the series though. They're going to lose in New York, but I think they can win Miami.
I agree. I mean, I feel like they're not going to be able to. I think the Heat are going to win next series. I mean, tonight's game, they're going to win. But like I said, even if they do win, they're going to lose in New York. So, Warriors stunned the Lakers 106-121. I mean, the Lakers, out of nowhere, they come out of nowhere. Like, they're like, all right, we played bad all season, but because it's the playoffs, we're going to actually, like, care about winning. Like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. The Lakers are so bad. It doesn't feel real to me that they're actually doing this good in the playoffs. I mean, the series is 3-2. They're facing Warriors, who have more playoff experience than the Lakers. But if you think about it, the Lakers, half their roster has been in the playoffs before. So it's very, like, interesting and weird,
Yeah.
So, and LeBron James right now, he's carrying. He's actually making a name for himself and proving his point on why he's the king. So it's insane. That's going to be a very interesting matchup to see. Now that's going to bring me up to the Boston-Philadelphia matchup. Celtics conquered the 76ers 95-86 in Philadelphia. The series is now tied 3-3. It's been very close. This is the closest series we have been seeing all playoffs. I mean, the last time they played in Philadelphia, it was that nail biter game in overtime, and now here they are, barely inching this game in Boston. It is looking very, crazy. What's your thoughts
on the whole game? Yeah, I mean
on the series.
Well, this series has been crazy for multiple reasons. First of all, Jason Tatum has been terrible this series. He's been terrible. I mean, he's had good games, but he's also had terrible games where he can't find himself, and then he has to have a fourth quarter to save the Celtics. I mean, really, they have not gotten great production out of Jaylen Brown, out of Marcus Smart, out of Al Horford. It's really been, if Jason Tatum goes, the Celtics go. And as for the Sixers, I mean, Embiid's been good, and Maxi's been good. James Harden has been up and down. He's either been like the best player in the game, or he's been the worst player in the game.
He's not good.
He is good. Don't say
All right,
that about
I want to
Harden.
say something right now. Maxey and Embiid are the only guys doing something for the Sixers. They have
Harden dropped 50 points in game 1. And
okay, then one game.
Points in game 3.
Maxey and Embiid, they're the only dude. Harden is like you said, he's an up and down guy. He's not good. No. He's not.
Well, he's got to be good if he drops 50.
I mean, yeah, in one game, sure. I mean, it seems like he was the only guy in that game. Tatum saved the Celtics in the fourth quarter, though. So as much as you were going to say that Jason Tatum is not good, at least he was able to save the Celtics.
No, I actually think that he is a good player.
He was great last night.
I just think that the fourth quarter was really, what he's all about. But
he's good at
the
end
first
games.
three, he was bad.
Yeah.
But the fourth quarter, he was great.
I guess he's good late games,
Yeah.
Man of the game was Jason Tatum. As much as he didn't have as much points as everyone else,
he saved the Celtics.
He saved the Celtics.
Game.
Yeah, that's what I'm
he
saying.
definitely did.
19 points, 9 rebounds, 6 Half of that was all from the fourth quarter. So the last question I have on this is, what's your thoughts on Game 7? It will be back in Philadelphia. What's your thoughts?
I think the Celtics.
No, actually, it's going to be in Boston. Never mind.
I think the Celtics are going to win, and here's why. Jason Tatum, big fourth quarter scoring. I don't trust Joel Embiid enough. I don't trust James Harden enough. I don't trust Tyrese Maxey enough. And I certainly don't trust Doc Rivers. So I really think that it's going to be the Celtics to win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a very close game. Matter of fact, I think it's going to go to overtime. But I think it's going to be very close. It's kind of hard for me to say who's going to win. But as a Celtic fan, and as for our playoff experience that the 76ers wish they had, that they think they have, Celtics going to win. And it's not going to be just Jaden Tatum.
Yeah, if the Celtics win this series, they're going to the finals. They're going to the finals. They're beating one of New York or Miami. They're not beating the Celtics. The Celtics are going to the NBA Finals if they can beat Philadelphia. That's my case.
I agree. Well, Miami's going to be kind of hard, because remember that Miami season that we had last season? That was close.
I just think that the Celtics are way more talented than the Knicks, and they're way more talented than Philadelphia compared to Miami.
It's going to be crazy. I don't know. I think Boston's going to win, but I definitely think it's not all Tatum. It's going to be like Holford showing up. It's going to be Brown showing up. It's going to be all around them working together.
Yeah.
Now it's going to bring me to the last game. Nuggets advanced to the conference finals, crushing the Suns 125-100. Series was 4-2. Denver won. Very shocking, okay? I wanted Phoenix to at least win one game. At least win one more game. I mean, they didn't have Ayton. They didn't have Paul. People say that's the reason why they lost. It's not that. I mean, even if you were to bring Paul and bring Ayton into the game, they wouldn't do anything. I mean, this was a blowout that we saw.
Yeah. The Suns team's been weird. KD's been in and out in the end of this year, and then he came back, and I don't know. The Suns need another year to recuperate.
It's just sad because Paul is a good player. He wants to be on a team to win the finals.
He'll never get a ring. It's crazy.
Never. He's going to stay. He's going to stay.
He's been on teams every single year when he was on the Hornets and the Clippers and the Rockets and the Suns. Like, he's been on teams that have been like winners every single year, and yet he can't get to the finals and he can't win the NBA finals.
I feel bad.
I do kind of feel
All
bad.
I know is that I just feel like the Suns should have at least won one game. I mean, I thought the Suns were going to beat the Nuggets. I thought they were going to be the underdog in the series.
Jokic is ridiculous, man. He's
the only dude. The Nuggets don't even have that. They have Aaron Gordon and Jokic. That's it.
Yeah, and Jamal Murray's all right too. So
they got Jeff Green, my favorite player. They got Jeff
Green,
who is insane on the free throw line.
Yeah.
You can't lie. But yeah, I'm just shocked. I feel like the Suns should have at least kept it a little bit closer. And with that being said, that's gonna wrap it up. Next time we come here, it's gonna be our last show. It's kind of crazy.
Crazy.
You know, after all these seasons. But yeah, it's looking very interesting right now. Go Celtics. Go Knicks.
Yeah, go Knicks.
Either way, it would be kind of cool if we had both our teams.
Celtics, Knicks.
That would be cool.
Eastern Conference Finals. That'll be
Who knows?
something.
A little Boston, New York matchup. But anyway, that's going to do it for our show. Thank you guys for tuning into Sports Grind Season 4, Episode 16. My name's Tyler Wargo.
And I'm Mickey Perella.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Sports Grind Season 4, Episode 16. And yeah. Bye.